How are you? My name is Asad Mahmood and I'm your CAPS trainer. Sorry about the delay in the video. I have got so many questions asking about the migration thing, asking about the visa things after passing the CAPS exam. So today I am here. All right, I have written all of your questions with me. I'm going to answer all of those questions. I will try my level best to answer effectively. Just wanted to make sure you guys that I'm not a lawyer, so I can't give you a legal solution of the things as far as your scenario is concerned. So I'm just giving you an information as per the official websites and as per the official government official information. All right. So I have got one question from Nitil asking about what are the visa options after passing the CAPS exam. Look, as I mentioned in my last video, that the pharmacist is on the priority migration list. Look, after passing the CAPS exam, you have got 3 or 4 different visa options. You might go for a 7 visa, which is a training visa. You have to apply for that visa, and then you can start your training in Australia for 1 year, and then afterwards you have to arrange your another visa. To get the 407 visa, you might have to get the sponsorship first. So your employer should have sponsored you in order to get 407 visa, and the same employer will sponsor you for the 494 visa, which is a 5 years visa, and which leads to the permanent residency in Australia. So that one option. Second option is like you pass your CAPS exam, get your 407 visa, land in Australia, start your internship, and if the state nominates you for 491 or 190 visa, you can apply those visas and get your visa done from through that route. That's a different thing. And also, like other than these visas, there is no any other option right now for the pharmacist to land into Australia. But the thing is, states are now like opening up visas for the pharmacists, for the retail pharmacists, for the hospital pharmacists, of course. Right now, because of COVID situations going on at the moment, the states are welcoming pharmacists to come to Australia and live in the regional area specifically. As I said in the last video, recently New South Wales, they open up, immigration thing for the pharmacists. So the thing is, once you pass your CAPS exam, opportunities will come and go. So opportunity will definitely come. The thing is, you have to be ready to grab that opportunity. All right. Second question is from Lisa asking about what is the priority migration list. Look, priority migration list contain all those critical skills occupations in that list, which is required, which is absolutely needed by the Australia to come here and work as an essential worker. And the pharmacist is now on that list. That means you can apply for the visa and they'll give you a visa straight away. But the thing is, the one main condition in that is you have to be sponsored by some employer from Australia. So for example, if you're applying for a 7 visa, or if you're applying for an 4 visa, or if you're applying for 190 visa, you have to find the employer nomination first, you are sponsored first, and then once the employer will sponsor you, the department will give you a visa. And you can come to Australia now, because before what was happening, they were not giving visa to any occupations which are not on the priority migration list at all. But now pharmacist is on that list. So that means many of you guys who have passed the CAPS exam and they are stuck overseas, now they are able to get the visa, and now their visa will be processed as soon as possible because of this recent change. All right, I have got the 4th question. Can we apply PR after CAPS? Look, there is no such option of applying permanent residency straight away after passing the CAPS exam, except the 190 option. For example, as I said last week or so, 190 New South Wales, they introduced a list in which the retail pharmacist was there. If you got this nomination from the New South Wales, then of course you will be getting your 190 visa, and you have to stay in the regional area for 1 year. So that's one option. So straight away PR is not possible at this stage, but yes, as I said earlier, once you pass the CAPS exam, the states will definitely, states or any sponsor like employer will help you to get to the Australia. So these are the plenty of options you have other than the very straight pathway. So for example, you got your 407 visa, you came here, you finished your internship, got your full registration as a pharmacist, then you can apply for either a state nomination visa or a 494 visa, which is an employer sponsored visa. All right, the next question is, what are the steps after CAPS? Look, these are very easy steps. So once you pass your CAPS exam, you have to apply for the provisional registration with APRA. Once you've got your provisional registration, then you can start working as an intern pharmacist. So you have to finish your 1874 or I think 1824 hours, I'm not sure. So you have to finish those hours, then you have to appear in the written exam and the oral exam to get your full license. And once you get the full license, then you can work as an independent pharmacist. So these are the steps after passing the CAPS exam. Of course, after passing the CAPS exam, you have to have your PTE or IELTS done as well, because these are the requirements to apply for the registration. So CAPS exam, your English exam, and then you will apply for the provisional registration or any other visa if you want. Next question is from the Harvinder Rathi. What are the current state sponsorship options at the moment? Look, at the moment, New South Wales is giving an invitation to the retail pharmacists. So retail pharmacist is on the migration list of the New South Wales. And if you have got enough experience, if you have got enough points, if you have got your CAPS and English exam done, you can apply that thing. But the thing is, they are preferring the people who are living, residing in New South Wales. So that's one thing. So you have to keep this thing in mind. The people who are overseas, they can't apply in that stream. But this, as I told you, that options comes and goes. So don't worry about these things. So if you can't apply in at this moment, you will be able to apply in the next couple of months. So just CAPS exam, just make sure your CAPS exams is ready. Next question is how to find the sponsor in Australia. This is a very very good question. So let's say you pass your CAPS exam, you got your English exam done. Now what? How to go for find the sponsorship, or how to find a job in Australia by sitting overseas? Look, this is a complete science of applying a jobs by sitting overseas and find a sponsorship. Look, you have to contact different recruiters in Australia, send them CV with a cover letter saying that I passed my CAPS exam and I'm willing to apply for the intern position, and I'll be with an employer for a longer period of time, of course. And then you will find a sponsorship one day or the other. So this is the whole thing. So you have to go through different recruiters, or else what you can do is you can apply straight away. You can contact the different companies here, like the Chemist House, for example, like the Blooms, like any other different chains. Just email to their head offices, their HRs, and see if they give you any response, or if you give you any link. And believe me, if you keep on applying, if let's say you apply 100 jobs, you will be getting one response anyway. So this is normal to get the job in Australia. So this is a bit tricky, but you will find definitely. Um, Now the next question is, how do you get work experience in your home country before skill assessment letter counted towards your visa? Asked by Jamie. Look, Jamie, to apply for the provisional registration to sit in the CAPS exam, you don't need any kind of work experience from your country. But if you're applying later on, like after passing the CAPS exam and everything, if you're applying immigration thing, if you're applying 491 visa, let's say, or 494 visa, then yes, you should have your experience, because your experience counts into your migration points, right? So if you have got 3 years of working experience overseas, then that would be equals to 5 points. Or else, if you have 1 year of experience working as an intern pharmacist in Australia, that would be 5 points as well. So one of you guys asked this question, like, are the intern hours counted towards your experience? Yes. If you're working as an intern pharmacist, that experience will count towards your immigration list as migration points as well. So if you worked as a intern pharmacist for 1 year, that will be your 5 points. So the more experience and the more points, these are the two things go hand in hand. So if you have got overseas experience, that will help you to get the invitation from the state if you're applying PR through that way. All right. And then I have got a question from Michael saying that like what are the job opportunities in Australia for the pharmacists? Look, if as far as your intern positions are concerned, that's a bit tricky thing. You will be getting your intern position easily. You can secure your intern position easily in regional areas of Australia, either in New South Wales or South Australia or Victoria. If you're happy to go and live in the regional areas, you will get your intern offer quickly as compared to the CBDs or central or main cities, right? So if you're thinking of coming to Australia from the overseas, then you have to keep in mind that you are going to live in the regional areas if you want to secure an intern position there. So after finishing your internship and after getting your full license, then there are plenty of options, positions available for the pharmacists. So I don't think so. I haven't seen any pharmacists jobless in Australia. It's a very hot cake. This occupation is a very hot cake to get the job, especially in the regional areas, but also it's easy to get the job in the cities as well. But again, to get position, to get good money, to get good salary, you have to live in the regional areas. So that's the main thing. And the last option, so can you please tell the visa options after the caps? Yeah, so I have answered this question already. As far as the visas are concerned, after passing the CAPS exam, I'm gonna explain you again so that everyone knows it again. Look, after passing the CAPS exam, if you're sitting overseas, you can apply for the 407 visa. To get the 407 visa, you have to secure your intern pharmacist position first, and that employer will sponsor you to get the 407 visa. So once you get the 407 visa, you can land in Australia, finish your internship, and the same employer can sponsor you for the 494 visa. Or else, if the state opens their list at that time, you can apply for the 190 visa. So these are the two options you can get. Also 491, 494 and 407 visa. These are the options after passing the CAPS exam. And I think that's all for today. And also regarding the CAPS preparation thing, as I mentioned in my previous videos about the CAPS preparation thing, just make sure that you are not going for the quantity stuff, go for the quality stuff which is relevant for the CAPS exam. Because I have got so many queries every single day, and most of the people, they got angry and they put a very hard put a comment on my Facebook page that you are not responding. Yes, because I have got a lot of messages, so sorry about that. The thing is, a lot of people contacted me are saying that, sir, we have studied from a different things, from different books, but we end up failing the exam. The answer is, of course, you have to fail the exam. The thing is, to pass these kind of exams, you are not supposed to read from a plenty of books. You have to be very much specific, and you have to read smartly instead of hardly. So you have to find that way. To keep on following my Facebook page, I always put tips and tricks on that. I also give a CAPS material as well if you want that. I also offer a CAPS coaching as well if you're happy to take the guidance from someone who can just guide you and give your frequent exams as well, so that you can go in exam with 100% confidence that you can pass the exam. So quality rather than the quantity. The quality stuff, go for the quality stuff. I think that's all for today, and see you in the next week. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and please share the video as well. Thank you very much and good luck.